What's happening, good people? What's happening? What's happening? I got a happy Friday, November 1st. November 1st, my birthday month. Got my water here. About to pour in my number one dad cup. Just drunk a cup of coffee. Had a good trick or treat last night. Happy Halloween trick or treat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're welcome, you're welcome. It was a lot of that last night. I mean, I'm talking a lot. At least, I gave out a lot of candy last night. So I'm going to show you guys because the title of the story is Bajillion. That's not going to change. It's not going to change. As a matter of fact, that title is the thing that got me back to writing on this story. As you all know, the story is 25 years old. I started it in 1999 in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's see, June of 1999. Phoenix, Arizona. The hottest weather I had ever been in at that point in my life. Dry heat is no better than humidity. I don't care what nobody says. Every day. It was 125, 120, 115, 120, 125. I'm like, is this real? So yeah, I started the story. But anyways, Bajillion, I'm going to go to a video here in a second. I'll just snap my finger. I'll be back in a second. Y'all, watch this. This is a magic trick. All right, good people. I wanted to speak here briefly. If you look at the picture on your screen, it looks like an upside down heart. That's why I decided to focus on this particular thing. Now, what happened was the biochar that we was making, that fire that you saw in the beginning, which is a part of regenerative agriculture, that biochar had jumped out. A spark jumped out of the fire and landed on some dry straw. And when I came over to Outnet, I saw that it was like a perfect upside down heart. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna speak about this, man. But that's just one of so many things that keeps occurring as I get deeper and deeper into this regenerative science of growing your own food. And not only that, but like I call it healing the planet and just showing the planet love. So that was the first heart, but there's also another heart that I want to show you here in a second. Y'all hold tight. I'll be back in 1 second. It's a heart on the ground. Okay. So between yesterday and today, me and my brother added another compost bin. This is the first bin. I have 2 piles. I guess you can say cooking, maturing right now. The one here on the left is the oldest one. The one on the right is the newest one. And the one on the right, I think it may be 3 or 4 weeks old. And it's gotten up to 130 and stayed there for about 2 weeks. Yeah, and it's coming back down now, but I don't know if I'm going to flip that one. I don't know. I think these 2 may be good for the winter and early spring. They should be ready to put on the garden. Like I said, the one on the left, that's the first one we built. The one on the right is the second. And this one is the third. We built this yesterday. And courtesy of Starbucks coffee, I think these piles are going to do quite well. I'm guessing. And this is the one I'm working on right now. And my auntie, I won't say her age, but she was kind enough to rake up, I want to say 20 bags and put them in bags. All right, so right here, ladies and gentlemen, this is the second heart. And I did not even notice this heart until I watched this video for the very first time. And I was like, oh, that's another heart. If you look at the trash bag, I'm about to pick it up here in a second. There's another heart there. And like I said, there's a lot of little small magical moments that I'm starting to notice as I get deeper and deeper into this thing. It's almost like the planet is telling me, hey, you're going in the right direction. Keep going. And ultimately, this is what is going to be put into the book Bajillion. Bajillion, it's about all of this. I don't really know what the book is. I don't know where the book is going. I have a good idea with the title Bajillion. It's microorganisms, little small arthropods and little small decomposers like beetles and centipedes and millipedes and different things. There's a German roach that they're flying around now, and I find them in my garden and in the compost all the time. And I'm trying to set up an interview with this doctor. Her major is in like bugs, so I'm trying to set up an interview with her. But yeah, these things are happening every single day. Every time I get out there to do anything in the garden, I see these little things, and I'm just fascinated. So I just wanted to pause real quick to show you this other heart right here. And yeah, y'all let me know what you think about all this. And these bags, this bag is about, you can hear how my voice is straining. This bag is about, I want to say about 25 pounds, one bag. And that's a moderate size one. She had bigger bags. I won't say her age, I won't say that, but she's, you know, she's a little bit older than me, and I'll be 50, if God willing, in a couple years. So anyway, she's my auntie. Shout out to her. Anyways, again, thanks to Starbucks for some of the wonderful dark brown coffee grounds. And we're just gonna keep pegging along to see what we get here as far as compost the spring of 2025. And this is my old home. This is the home I grew up in. My family, my entire family, we grew up in this home right here. It's a 52 by 12 single wide trailer. I think built in the 60s. Yeah. Anyways, Tip, you want to say bye? Tip, you want to say bye-bye? Tell the people bye. Alrighty. Till next time. Okay, so this is the pile we built yesterday. It looks really good. A lot of oak leaves, a lot of water oak I see. Trying to identify some of the other leaves, but a lot of good leaves, different leaves. I see some maple, a little bit of pine straw in this one. But the temperature right now, if you're looking at this, it's about almost, let me see that one line in the middle, that's 90. So it's about 89-ish. I want to say 85 to 89 degrees. And the temperature here, let me show you guys, hold tight. Okay, so I'm back. So what this is about basically is Bajillion. It's about regenerative agriculture, regenerative gardening. Like, I'll give you an example. I use coffee grounds that I get from Starbucks to make my compost. I use cardboard that we order Amazon cardboard. I have some cardboard paper right here. I'll use this type paper, and I'll shred this up. I'll use the cardboard boxes, shred that up real good, and so that is one part of a few things that I use for compost, to make compost: coffee grounds, leaves, cardboard, oat food scraps, banana peels, pineapple, the shell. I used to use eggshells, but I don't use that anymore. But the video I just showed you was, us making biochar. Biochar is another thing. And I want to say this real quick before I start. And this is for everybody, but I'm talking to black people in general. And I'll make another video about this later, a whole video in full. And this is not a shot to any black people, any African Americans, not a shot at all. But if your descendants were slaves in this country, you have something in your DNA that can help you in so many ways. Number one, stress reliever. Number two, health, mental health and physical health. If you grow your own food, you can benefit mentally and physically and spiritually. 3, if you start looking into things like worm castings, insect frass, compost, and just farmers market, selling your product, your produce at the farmers market, you could actually make money. Now I hadn't started that yet. I hadn't done any of that. I hadn't done the making money part yet. But everything that's leading up to making money is like making me into a new person, really. As far as relieving stress. Oh, and the physical. Like I making compost, I hadn't felt like this in a long time, and I'm under 200 pounds. I couldn't get under 220 for over 10 years. I'm about if I had to guess, I'm about 198, right now, if I had to guess, maybe less than that. But my stomach is, it's growling right now, but I need to eat something, but I want to pull my shirt up. This is pretty damn flat right now. Anyways, I'm speaking too long about that, but take heed to what I'm saying. African Americans and Native Americans, anybody who your ancestry comes from growing food, some type of agriculture background, it's in your DNA. You know how to do it. All you got to do is apply yourself. Anyways, let's get to the story, man. Let's get to the story. Mischief. This is chapter 3. Mischief. A good friend of Sonia and sister to Jacob's good friend Jason was Lily Nowakowski. She was a proud young lady who, like Sonia, often showed a tough exterior, but on more than one occasion, with her guard down, shown the softer side, or at least from Jacob's perspective. Maybe it was the excessive boasting about her hair that made her seem just as conceited as Sonia. She had long curly locks that Jacob thought to be fairy tale like, but would never admit his fascination. In his mind, if the girl ever found herself being held hostage in a tower by a wicked witch, she'd only have to grow her hair long enough to one day let it down to allow some handsome prince to climb up. I'm gonna just put climb up. Y'all know about the rescue part. I don't have to say rescue. Right. The immodesty was the glue that held the girls in friendship. And since that now hilarious day when a petty argument broke out in second block between the two over Jamel Turner, a boy that spoke to both of them in that way young men do when he wanted more than just conversation, they'd somehow inadvertently became friends and remained good friends ever since. When Lily and Jason moved from New Jersey 2 years prior to live with their grandfather, Suge, Jacob and Jason seemed to have become best friends, best buds overnight. The girls, however, never talked much at all whenever Suge forced his grandchildren over to the Wallaces. Never talked much at all whenever Suge forced his grandchildren over to the Wallaces to visit. That's a mouthful. Lily and Jason were biracial, half Polish and half African American, but being that most black people in the South didn't see any difference between the variations of European ethnicities, the two were considered by their black schoolmates as black or half white, which wasn't always a good thing. The part about being half, let's say light skin. As light-skinned let's see, that can be one word. No, that cannot be one word. No, but we can do this though. Not that. Man, my stomach is rough. Light skin or half white, which wasn't always a good thing. The part about being half white. Both Sonia and Lily were the same age. Lily being a tad. Let me see. Both Sonia and Lily were around the same age because were around the same age. Lily being a tad older by 2 months. Lily being older. Lily being older by 2 months. With that, she often tried to use the slight difference in age as a validation of seniority. Sonia seldom fell for it. Alright, but Sonia seldom fell for it. Jacob was 1 year older than Jason, but neither of the boys seemed to care. Also living with their grandfather was their mother, Magdalena, and Shug's mother, their great-grandmother, Louise. Penny, Shug's daughter and youngest child, was also there, though she'd never been diagnosed with any mental abnormalities. Her crossed left eye and extreme shyness caused the average Green Pond resident to place judgment. When Shug's son, Frederick Jr., met their mother after moving to Connecticut, according to Lily, they fell in love but didn't get married due to several reasons. One being the family of the potential bride-to-be, a very traditional Polish family, was solely against mixing the races. Solely against mixing the races. Magdalena was the first generation to actually grow up in the United States. Her parents had moved to New Jersey in the 70s and later moved to Connecticut after finding good jobs, starting a family with Magdalena being the only child. They were on the road of becoming proud Polish Americans. When their only daughter got pregnant at the tender age of 18 by this big, black, funny-sounding Southerner, it was an embarrassment for the family. At age 24, with a little girl and baby on the way and living in Newark, New Jersey, where Magdalena had other family besides her judgmental parents, Frederick Jr. had begun to think that the family life wasn't for him. He left home several times over the years. The two never got married. For that reason, both Lily and Jason shared their mother's last name, Nowakowski. When times got so bad for their mother, she called Shug 2 years before coming to Green Pond, crying her eyes out with nowhere to turn. Without hesitation, he invited her and the children to come live with him for as long as they needed. "No family of mine is living on the streets, if I can help it," he'd say to the Wallaces. Meanwhile, his son was still somewhere in New Jersey, some reported hooked on drugs and living with another woman and her children. All right, so we're going to go over this one more time and then we're going to move down to ring ring. All right, let's do it. Happy Friday again. Happy November 1st again. Chapter 3, Mischief. We're officially turning this black because we're moving on. Alrighty. A good friend of Sonia and sister of Jacob's good friend Jason was Lily Nowakowski. She was a proud young lady who, like Sonia, often showed a tough exterior, but on more than one occasion, with her guard down, shown the softer side, or at least from Jacob's perspective. Maybe it was the excessive boasting about her hair that made her seem just as conceited as Sonia. She had long curly locks that Jacob thought to be fairy tale-like, but would never admit his fascination. In his mind, if the girl ever found herself being held hostage in a tower by a wicked witch, she'd only have to grow her hair long enough to one day let it down to allow some handsome prince to climb up. The immodesty was the glue that held the girls in friendship, and since that now hilarious day when a petty argument broke out in second block between the two over Jamel Turner, a boy that spoke to both of them in that way young men do when he wanted more than just conversation. They'd somehow inadvertently became friends and remained good friends ever since. When Lily and Jason moved from New Jersey 2 years prior to live with their grandfather Suge, Jacob and Jason seemed to have become best buds overnight. The girls, however, never talked much at all whenever Suge forced his grandchildren over to the Wallaces to visit. Lily and Jason were biracial, half Polish and half African American, but being that most black people in the South didn't see any difference between the variations of European ethnicities, the two were considered by their black schoolmates as light-skinned or half white, which wasn't always a good thing, the part about being half white. Both Sonia and Lily were around the same age. Lily being older by 2 months. Both Sonia and Lily were around the same age. Lily being older by 2 months. I'm gonna put a period there. I know I might be wrong. I'm gonna put a period. Okay. Alright. Okay. Both Sonia and Lily were around the same age, Lily being older by 2 months. With that, she often tried to use the slight difference in age as a validation of seniority, but Sonia seldom fell for it. But Sonia never fell for it. Yeah, both of them are strong-minded. But Sonia never fell for it. Okay. Jacob was 1 year older than Jason, but neither of the boys seemed to care. Also living with their grandfather was their mother Magdalena and Suge's mother, their great-grandmother Louise. Penny, Suge's daughter and youngest child, was also there. Though she'd never been diagnosed with any mental abnormalities, her crossed left eye and extreme shyness caused the average Green Pond resident to place judgment. When Suge's son, Frederick Jr., met their mother after moving to Connecticut, according to Lily, they fell in love but didn't get married due to several reasons. One being the family of the potential bride-to-be, a very traditional Polish family, was solely against mixing the races. Magdalena was the first generation to actually grow up in the United States. Her parents had moved to New Jersey in the 70s and later moved to Connecticut after finding good jobs. Starting a family with Magdalena being the only child, they were on the road of becoming proud Polish Americans. When their only daughter got pregnant at the tender age of 18 by this big black funny sounding southerner, it was an embarrassment for the family. At age 24, with a little girl and a baby on the way, and living in Newark, New Jersey, where Magdalena had other family besides her judgmental parents, Frederick Jr. had begun to think that the family life wasn't for him. He left the home several times over the years. The two never got married. For that reason, both Lily and Jason shared their mother's last name, Nowakowski. When times got so bad for their mother, she called Suge 2 years before coming to Green Pond, crying her eyes out with nowhere to turn. Without hesitation, he invited her and the children to come live with him for as long as they needed. Okay, so I realized that the story isn't flowing the way it should flow, but there's going to be plenty of opportunities to go back and help it out. Okay, so this is not going to be green, this is going to be black. And so this is going to be the green section right here. And we'll start on it. We'll get into it. Ring ring. Ring ring. It's my phone. I got it, said Sonia from the bedroom. It's my phone. I got it. It's my phone. So the story was written in 99, y'all. Not a lot of people had cell phones back in 99. So this was more than likely something else. It was probably written a different way, more than likely. It was probably, I got it. You know what I mean? So I got so that's like that's a speed bump immediately right there. It's my phone. I got it. How many kids say it's my phone? I got it. You know what I mean? Nobody, no kid these days. The phone is in their pocket or in their hand, and they're scrolling. If this is 2024, there was never a point where this would be natural talk, a natural dialogue. It's my phone. I got it. Man, my stomach, man. Goodness gracious. I gotta go get something to eat, y'all. I gotta get something to eat. It's been almost 19 minutes, and I apologize, y'all. It seems like every morning my stomach is just making so much noise. And I'll just say this. A lot of times when you get on your path, I don't care what your path is, and this is kind of taking it to the extremes. But when let's say you got a new dog, and you have this dog house in mind that you want to build for this dog, and you've been watching YouTube videos on how to make this dog house. You've been looking at plans. You bought the lumber. You got the saw. You got the screws or whatever you need to drill. Every time you go outside to build a dog house, all of a sudden it starts raining. Okay. You say, well, let me build it in the garage. But now you can't build it in the garage because the garage is full of junk, and now you got to move all the junk out before you can. You know what I mean? So whenever you get on your path, not all the time, but like if you are a person who's more prone to procrastination, whenever you get off your butt to do whatever it is that you know you got to get done and that you want to get done, there's going to be barriers. And I'm just saying that because my stomach is growling. That's my barrier right now this morning. And for the past, I don't even know, 30 videos, y'all been hearing my stomach growl. It'll go away eventually. Maybe video 50, y'all won't hear any more stomach growling. But I spent 20 some minutes wrestling with this one. I'm gonna go a little bit, tad bit longer. I just want to figure this out before I hang it up. Ring ring. Now if I say I got it, that's probably what it was before. I got it. Let's say I got it, because we don't know. And then this is another thing. We are on the internet a lot these days. A lot. I'm talking, I seen an old woman crossing the street the other day. I'm not lying. She was like 87. All white hair. Hunched over, crossing the street without even looking up. This is downtown Charleston too. You don't want to do that downtown Charleston, because she's on her phone doing something, crossing the street. I'm looking, why is she by herself crossing the street on the phone? What are you doing right now? You know what I mean? And traffic is like stopping. She's not even looking up. That's so I say that to say this. This story may be a relief from the phone. You know, this story may take place. I may not even say when it's taking place. You don't have to. So she's just gonna say, I got it, said Sonia from the bedroom. With every ring, the girl's anticipation grew. Soon she cut short a grooming session with scurried away from the bathroom mirror. Okay. All right. I gotta give in. My stomach is like forcing me to give in. So we're gonna leave it here, y'all. We'll pick it back up here at Ring Ring tomorrow. Or maybe not tomorrow, but today's Friday, so I may get back on it Monday. Anyways, thank you all for stopping by, man. This is Anthony L. Kelly. I apologize for my rude stomach, obnoxious stomach. But anyways, I think it's hungry, so let me go and feed it. Till next time, salute to all y'all. Thank y'all for stopping by. This is Anthony L. Kelly. Hit that like if you hadn't. At least hit that like. Till next time, I'm out. Leave a comment too.